okay? But we try to not jump to quick conclusions, okay?
First to hear, but not only main information, also some peculiarities. I mean, something that we might not get, how to say, not even think that it's going to be a problem, some small things. I don't know, I mean, look at the whole situation.
Yeah, look at people in a holistic way, look at a situation in a holistic way. You know, what people often do is they jump to quick conclusions. Let's say you're walking down the street and somebody slips and falls. What is the first thought that might go through your mind? Let's say the guy's been singing a song and he slips and falls on the sidewalk. And maybe he's drunk. That's our first opinion, that he could be drunk. All right, he fell down, he could be drunk. And we might say, okay, he's a drunkard. All right? We don't stop and consider that it could be a number of things that caused him to fall. Maybe he slipped on the ice. Maybe there was a crack in the sidewalk. Okay, maybe his shoe fell apart. Maybe he's an epileptic person. Maybe he has some kind of disability. You know, there's many reasons why he could fall, but we tend to take the one that comes to our mind quickest. And like you said, he's a drunkard. Okay? Now we might be right, but there's a good chance we could be wrong. Because we're not going to take the time to, you know, look at his shoes or look at the sidewalk or see if there's ice there. We're not going to take the time to be scientists. And we can't in every situation. But we just have to be very careful when we make conclusions, because we're making conclusions all the time. We're making these split-second judgments all the time about all the things that are going on around us. Sometimes we're right and sometimes we're not. Okay? Other qualities of good thinkers. Other qualities of good thinkers.
You can ask another person's opinion. Because,
yeah,
as you said already, different person can see different ways of situation.
Yeah, and I think what we would call that the blind spots. All of us have blind spots, psychological blind spots in our thinking. We don't see certain things. And sometimes by asking the person next to us, well, what do you think about that? They may have a completely different opinion because they may not be blinded. All of us kind of have a little tunnel vision. And so asking for somebody else's opinion can be very good. They may show us things that we never thought about. Okay? So getting a second opinion is good. And I find that true when I'm asking directions. If I get lost in Kiev, I ask somebody, okay, tell me where Podol is. And the person will say, well, it's that way. Well, I may go up to another person and say, well, where's Podol? And they may say this way. So a lot of times people will give you information because they think they need to know where Podol is. So sometimes it's really good to ask more than one person. And that's usually what I do when I ask for directions. I don't rely simply on one person because they could get it wrong. And most people are not going to say, well, I don't know. I'm from Kiev, but I don't know. They usually don't do that, okay? Because they don't want to look stupid in somebody else's eyes, okay? So getting opinions, getting feedback, letting other people tell you what they think is important. Because you got to listen to that information. The more information you get, the better position you are in to make a decision. And that's really what we want to do. We want to make good decisions about all the things that are going on around us. And we have to make a lot of decisions every day. You guys, I don't know, how many decisions do you think you made today already? Anybody have any idea how many decisions you made?
A huge number.
I've made 73 decisions today already. No, I'm just kidding. But I probably made a lot more than that. I probably made over 100 decisions. And a lot of those decisions I probably didn't even think about. I just, okay, let's go with it. Because a lot of our decisions we're making on automatic pilot. You know, cruise control in a car, a lot of times we're like on cruise control. We're doing all this stuff without really paying attention to why we're doing it. And so, being a critical thinker, you take the cruise control away. You start being more aware of all the decisions that you're making. Why did I do that? Why did I think that? It's always good to ask yourself, okay, why did I think that? Okay, or what am I thinking about now? Thinking about your thinking, okay? Other qualities of a good thinker. Somebody that doesn't talk too much, right? Like me. No, I'm talking too much. Any other qualities? Curiosity, inquisitiveness. I like curious people. I like people that ask questions. And I know sometimes in your society you're told not to ask questions. You're taught in school that the teacher knows the answer. But sometimes they don't.
But actually, like, it's bad when you don't know the answer. It's like, it's bad when you don't know the answer, and it's bad to not bad to ask questions.
All right, well, if you don't know the answer, that's when you would ask a
I
question,
mean,
right?
yeah, but most of the times we are told that you are not allowed to ask questions.
All right, well, you know, professors a lot of times have big egos, all right? And they don't want to, sometimes they might answer the question in a way that isn't exactly accurate. But I think, I love students that ask questions. I really try to get students to ask me questions because it keeps me sharp. It makes me focus on what I need to do. And by the way, another quality of a good thinker is if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer to it, it's okay to say, I don't know that answer. Don't give people a false answer. Don't tell them, well, this is the answer when you're not sure. It's okay not to know every answer, okay? I can't know everything there is to know about psychology. I can't, or social work, okay? But I still like questions anyway. And we should be asking questions. Especially if we're not sure. We should be asking questions all the time. And those questions are going to bring us closer to the truth. And the truth is really what we want. We're truth seekers. We want to know what's really happening. Not what we think is happening, but what is really happening, if we can. And of course, finding the truth is the hardest thing to find in this world. Okay? All right, I guess we're going to do a little puzzle here. Can you guys figure this one out? Critical thinkers think in a more abstract way. Okay, the question is, Sergey was looking at a photo. Someone asked him, whose picture are you looking at? He replied, I don't have any brother or sister, but this man's father is my father's son. So whose picture was Sergey looking at? Who?
Myself.
Himself.
Yes, himself.
No.
His grandfather?
Nope.
Father?
Nope. I don't have any brothers or sisters, but this man's father is my father's son.
Father.
No. It's Sergey.
This is an abstract brain teaser, okay? This man's father is my father's son. Anybody in the audience? It would be who?
Step brother?
Nope. It's hard. This is why life is a little hard, because we get thrown these. It would be Sergey's son. Sergey's son. This man's father is my father's son. Okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, don't think anything, a lot of people don't get these. Okay, John flips the coin 5 times, and each time it comes up heads. You guys know a coin has a head side and a tail side, okay? So he flips it 5 times. The coin is two-sided with a head on one side and a tail on the other. What are the chances of the coin coming up heads on the 6th flip?
50%.
He says 50%. Anybody want to disagree with that? The answer is 50%. It's always 50% whenever you flip a coin. It doesn't matter what happened before. It could have been 100 flips in a row where it turned up one side, which is, by the way, incredibly difficult. To flip a coin 100 times and for it to come up the same side 100 straight times would be astronomical. It would be like 1 trillion to 1. Okay? But whenever you flip a coin, forget what happened before. It's always 50%. Okay? All right, let's see what else. All right, now this one is going to drive you guys crazy. This will absolutely drive people crazy. Sergey and Olga are a married couple. They have 2 kids. One of them is a girl. Assume that the probability of each gender is 50%. And that's pretty much the way it is. What is the probability that the other child is also a girl? What is the probability that the other child...
50%.
You know, everybody says that. But believe me, there has been more research done on this question than almost any question. This is the law of probability. It's called the boy-girl paradox. The boy-girl paradox. And everybody says 50%, but that may not be the correct answer. I want you guys to go on the internet tonight and look at what they call the boy-girl paradox, or the Smith's 2 children paradox, and the answer might be quite different, okay? And they debate this question. This question is debated by scientists.
Yeah, actually,
Because nobody can come up with the right answer. They all see it a little bit differently. All right? Let's say, for example, I'm walking down the street and I have my son with me. And everyone knows I have another child. What are the chances of my other child being a son? It's not 50%. The chances of me having 2 sons is about 38%. All right? So these are the things that we have to be careful in life, okay? Now we go to this analogy.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
For example, we had a lot of wars in our world before.
A lot of
Wars.
wars.
Yes.
Yes.
So if we had 50% of a guy
50%.
and 50% to be a girl,
Uh-huh.
it would be about 95% girls on our planet and only 5% boys. So
Well, you know, it's funny. The thing is that every society has a little bit different percentage of male versus females. I believe that in most societies, it's closer to 51% of the population of the children being born are female. Now, the problem with the theory is that women do live longer. There's no question that there are more women in Ukraine than men. There's more women in Ukraine than men. But you're going to see a huge disparity when you get over 60, because the life expectancy for men in Ukraine is only 59 years old. I'm sorry to say it, it's very low. For women, it's 66. So women in Ukraine, as they do almost everywhere on this planet, women live 7 to 8 years longer than men. Okay? So you're going to see a lot of babushkas that unfortunately have lost their partners. And you probably know a lot of babushkas that are single. They live alone. They don't have a man, right? And part of the reason is because women simply live longer. Now, women live longer for different reasons. What would be a reason why women live longer?
The work they do is not so hard, probably.
Well, yeah, men work in more dangerous jobs. Men have more accidents at work. They work in factories, they're truck drivers, and they go to the army, and so you're going to have more fatalities in their occupation. Okay? Another reason why men don't live as long is...
Because we show emotions, it's okay for us to cry, but not to burn inside, like thinking that something bad is happening, just cry and everything gonna be alright.
Yeah, that's basically right. Women have less heart disease than men. It may be because they show their feelings more, men keep things inside. It may be because men, don't eat as well. They drink too much, they smoke more. I don't know what the smoking rates are between men and women here, but it's about the same. But men do drink more. And all those things might cause men to have shorter lifespans. But the point is that in virtually every society, women live 7 to 8 years longer than men. Okay, it's that way in America, it's that way in Japan, it's that way in Sweden. Okay? But there are more females born in Ukraine. I think 51% of all children that are born are females. So there's going to be about 2% more women than men. Okay, but that evens out after a while because men die earlier. Okay? So, but anyway, I want you guys to look at this boy-girl paradox. This is how they explain it, but this could be wrong. This is the way it was explained to me in the internet, but I'm not sure that this guy is right. He is basically saying that the answer is 1 out of 3. Whether that makes sense to you or not, we can't always believe what the internet tells us either. Okay? All right. A man is pushing a car down the street. And when he stops the car in front of a hotel, he knows he has lost all his money. What happened to the man's money? Now you guys can ask me questions, and I'll try to tell you what's going on here. A man is pushing a car down the street. And this is where you have to think abstractly. When he gets to a hotel, he realizes he has lost all his money. What happened to the man's money?
Is there inside of the car?
The money is not inside the car.
Does somebody help him?
No, nobody's helping him. Now I'm not going to let this question drag on forever. But I want you guys, this is, critical thinkers oftentimes are able to get a little bit further away from what the obvious is. Okay? You might want to ask questions about the man, about the car, about... Your goal is to figure out the answer to this question by asking questions. But it might require a little bit more abstract thinking.
Did he have money before?
The man had money. Yes, he did have money.
Was he dropping twice?
What? He didn't drop it. He didn't drop it.
Did he pay somebody?
He had to pay somebody.
Is it his car?
Maybe it's
It is his
not
car.
Not right place for parking.
No, it's the right place for parking.
Maybe it's the wrong person.
Nope. He's pushing a car down the street.
So would we know that he had money and he paid somebody?
He paid somebody. That's what we know. That's another thing that you got to look at. Look at what you know versus what you don't know. In any situation, what do you know for sure and what do you not know? What is an assumption? What is fact? We know that the man had money and he paid somebody the money. But why did he have to pay the money? What is the man doing?
He's pushing the car, so somebody was helping him, like he was paying for like,
He's pushing the car, but
He pushed in the car because it was...
what?
Sorry? I don't know how to say. It was the word.
Did you just swear?
What?
Did you just swear?
Swear?
Yeah, no, I thought I heard a swear word, but that's okay. It's acceptable here.
Buddy, it's when you're
it's like a deal.
like a deal.
Well, you're getting close.
Maybe that's not his car. It
It-
doesn't say.
It is his car. He's pushing a car. But you might want to ask a little bit about the car. What kind of car is it? What kind of hotel is it? What are they doing? They're doing something specific. Now this could be a cultural thing too, because maybe this doesn't happen so much in Ukraine, but in
Renting
America...
the cars?
What?
renting the cars?
He owns this car. Technically, it's his car, and he's pushing it down the street.
He pushed it down because it needs repairing.
No, the car is technically not broken.
Is it his work to
It's-
push a car?
Actually, it's the exact opposite of work. It's the exact opposite of work.
Is it his hobby?
Not exactly a hobby.
How do you
But-
call this person who works the cars?
No, it's not the person that, that's not the no,
Is that some hotel for cars?
Nope. Maybe you can ask the color of the
He works
hotel.
in a hotel.
He doesn't work in the hotel.
A color of the hotel?
Yeah, that might help.
Is it yellow?
Nope.
Is it white one?
Well, no.
Red?
I believe it's either red or green. But it's all red or all green. It's all red or all green. I forget which. You might ask about the car.
Maybe accident.
No, it's not an accident.
Is it the same color as the hotel?
Nope.
Is the car the hotel actually?
No. Good guess, but no.
Will it give us something to know if we guess the color of the car?
Well, I'll give you a hint. The color of the car is generally silver. And you have to, I just gave you a little bit of a hint.
We know that the hotel is green or red. The car is silver.
Well, how do you push a car down the street? First of all, have you guys ever seen a man pushing a car down the street?
No.
No, you haven't. So you guys, there's something wrong here, right? Have you ever seen a guy just pushing a car down the
Maybe
street?
it's the monument?
No.
He cannot push the car down the
He
street.
can't really push a real car down a real street.
Because it
So,
should go on itself.
well, you can't really push a real car down a real street. So what are we talking about here? We're talking not about, what?
Not about the car?
It's not a usual car.
It's not a usual car. Now tell me what kind of car.
It's the Batman car?
No. It's not Batman.
Supernatural car.
Maybe you could ask about the approximate size of the car.
Maybe it's a toy car.
All right, you're getting close now. It is a toy car. He's pushing a toy car down the street.
When he push, he can't stop the car.
No.
Okay, one more time. When he pushed,
He gets to a hotel and realizes, oh my God, I've lost all my money. I must pay the owner of the hotel all my money.
He had
Maybe he
broke the hotel?
No,
He
The
broke the
other
car.
car.
no.
The hole.
Remember,
He had a hole
we
in
said,
the pocket.
you said toy car, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a toy car, what are we talking about? We're talking about maybe what?
The child.
No, this is a man.
The car for his child.
Maybe he's
There's real and there's,
a fairy tale.
no, it's not a fairy tale.
Shock store.
No. Last,
Maybe fairy helps him.
He can't stop the car in the front.
no, he had to stop. Okay, there's,
Is it a remote control?
no, not a remote control. It's not a real car. It's not a, so what else could it be? What might the man be doing?
It's not the real man.
It's a real man, but what might the man be doing?
Sitting on the knee.
No. What could a person be doing?
Selling
You say playing, right? Playing what? Playing a
Game.
game.
Oh.
What game might involve pushing something down the street where you have to pay money and might there be hotels and houses? What game might he be playing?
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Good job. You got it. Okay. The guy is playing Monopoly. All right. All right. Okay. I'm sorry to have to put you through this torture, but this is what we mean by thinking out of the box and being creative. That sometimes people tell you things that have nothing to do with reality. You might be very, very far off of reality. All right. A boy was at a carnival. A carnival is like a circus, all right? I want you to look at this very carefully, guys. And by the way, sometimes it takes people hours to figure out that Monopoly scenario, okay? All right. I want you guys to look at this one and try to figure it out. I have coffee, I think, but it doesn't matter. Maybe cappuccino or coffee, but I'll take whatever anybody wants. Coffee or cappuccino, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, you guys, I don't know what I ordered, but just give me anything. I'll take tea, I'll take coffee. Anybody order any alcohol? I can use some of that.
Trawimy
Tea is fine.
Tak, trawimy
Battery of rain, right?
To jest
Anybody have? Okay, I'll take tea then. Anybody want to give me tea?
Зелений.
Zelený?
Так.
Ile zamówić słodkie picie?
Десь мав бути чорний. Чорний?
Jakiś szokoladowy serwis.
Ще якийсь що означаєш?
I think they made a bigger cutout. We can take it.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Є в когось
Can I,
лише
yeah, should I have some tea?
Right? Yeah, I think we could work candles and they made like one bigger one.
All right, okay, whatever. Just, yeah, sure, just, I'll take a little tea. Okay, you guys, I just want to do a couple more of these, okay?
Хто ще пиріг замовляв?
Не знаю чому. Може в когось два.
Do you, or everybody have the cups?
Nie, nie podniosę.
Okay. You guys, I'm going to read this to you, okay? A boy is at a carnival or circus. He went to a booth, a kiosk, where a man said to the boy, if I write your exact weight, in other words, how much you weigh, you know, 70, 80, 90 kilos, whatever, on this piece of paper, then you have to give me $50. But if I cannot, I will pay you $50. The boy looked around and saw no scale. A scale is something that weighs, okay? So he agrees, thinking no matter what the man writes, he will just say he weighs more or less. In the end, the boy ended up paying the man $50. How did the man win the bet? Okay, so the man says to the boy, if I can write your exact weight on a piece of paper, I get $50. If not, I pay you $50, okay? You want me to do that with anybody? You want me to do that with anybody? Anybody want to take the bet with me? I bet I can do it. I bet I can do it.
And I'll count dollars.
Can I do it with you?
We can try.
All right. Because I know how to do this. Okay, you guys know the bet. Okay, the bet is if I write your exact weight on this paper,
O, Lisa, hot question.
I will, okay, you have to pay me $50. All right?
You'll write all the weights